Welcome everybody to our question and answer on Serkhangma prayer series, our third installment here with our Venerable Khenpo Tenzin answering such wonderful questions. Just a quick note, we are experiencing a wonderful thunderstorm here, and hopefully we will be able to continue this, but if it seems like the lightning may threaten our power system, we will have to shut down fairly quickly. So in that case, I urge you to have patience with us, and we will get these questions out as soon as we possibly can. We will start for now in our yellow Garchin Institute prayer book on page 4 and page 5. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion.
Hello. Rashtile. Oh, yes. So, okay. The everybody can hear me? Oh, good. Okay, so the question of the Serkhangma, the first question, you have
me to ask? Yeah. So our first question of the day is, what exactly is a root guru?
Oh, yes. So actually, guru is a word which comes from the name of a special tree. It is a medicinal plant. It grows in different colors, and the plant lives for a long time. Generally, it has a very nice smell, especially when it is burned in a fire. It gives off a special smell. However, guru means weighty or heavy with knowledge. When guru and root come together, we should understand that the Guru is the root of the Buddha, the root of the Dharma, and the root of the Sangha. And also, the Guru is the root of the Guru. The Guru is the root of the Yadam deity and the root of the Dakini. The Guru is the root of Siddhi and source of blessings. And also the Guru is the root of our minds. That's why in the Dharma it says, don't examining the root of phenomena, examining the root of your mind. Then how to begin to examining is as it says in the Dzogpa Chimbo prayer, with faith and devotion of perceiving the glorious Guru, the paramodal protector as all equal Dharmakaya, terrifying the blessing of ultimate realization lineage in my mind. May I receive the great empowerment of radiance of Rigpa. The benefit of these are as it says in the Golden Temple root text prayer, Turikayas, nature of the mind, Vajradhara. Just remembering that Guru, all afflicting emotions, thoughts, and the hordes of Maras are defeated. So the Guru means this. This is a very good question and a very important question. So, however, Guru itself has a great realization. So, for that reasons, itself liberates from the delusion. And then Guru has also great love, compassion. So it liberates mother beings, especially disciples from samsara. And then Guru also have can you hear me, my voice, or Guru's voice? So then Guru has a special knowledge about the Vajrayana and Sutara. And through this way, then Guru make a benefit to all mother beings. So what exactly is our root Guru is that?
Khenpo, how is a root guru used?
Again, this question is extremely important. So I often wait to hear the kind of this question, because we are practitioners, especially the we are Vajrayana and Sutara practitioners. So we have to know this part. That's where as for how to rely on Dharma masters, I will answer exactly with what Gampopa said in the ornament of precious liberation. It will benefit more than anything else I could say. So please listen carefully to it and keep it in your mind. It will bring benefit a lot for you and for all. This answer is quite long, so please be patient, and because this part is very important, this answer is a pretty long answer, so just let you know first. And then so it is the special condition is the Dharma master. Even with the very best base, it will be very difficult to progress along the path to enlightenment without the encouragement of a good Dharma master who represents the condition for enlightenment. The difficulty is due to the strength of ingrained habits, unwholesome tendencies created by previous harmful actions. Therefore, one needs to rely on Dharma teachers. Rely on Dharma masters is treated through 5 points. Number 1, justification for needing a Dharma master. 2, the different kinds of Dharma master. 3, specific characteristics of each kind. 4, how to rely on a Dharma master. And 5, its benefits. The need to rely on Dharma masters is justified in 3 ways: scripturally, logically, and through analogy. For scriptural justification, it says in the verse summary of the perfection of wisdom, good disciples devoted to their teachers should always rely on wise and skillful Dharma masters. Why? Because from these will emerge the qualities of the wise. In the perfection of wisdom in 8,000 lands, it says, thus realized Bodhisattva who wish to genuinely and totally awaken to peerless and utterly pure and perfect enlightenment should from the very beginning seek out, rely on, and serve Dharma masters. For the logical justification, the reasoning is given that if you wish to attain omniscience, you need to rely on Dharma masters, because by yourself you do not know how to gather spiritual wealth or how to display your obscurations. The Buddhas of the 3 times are an example demonstrating this assertion. The practical Buddhas are an example to the contrary. For us to achieve perfect Buddhahood, all forms of spiritual wealth will need to be gathered, and that depends on masters. Furthermore, we will need to get rid of all of our obscurations, both in terms of cognitive obscurations and obscurations of afflictive emotions. Their removal is also dependent on Dharma masters. The justification by analogy is that a Dharma master is like a guide when traveling on an unknown path, like an escort in a dangerous land, and like a ferryman when crossing a mighty river. The first example is that of a guide traveling in unfamiliar lands who without a guide, you risk going in the wrong direction or making a longer or shorter detour. But if there is a guide, there are none of these risks. You can attain your destination without a single wasted step. If there is no good Mahayana Dharma teacher, when you start the path to peerless enlightenment, then there is the danger of taking the wrong path, or the lesser danger of taking the detour of the Sharavakas or practical Buddhas. When accompanied by good Dharma teachers who are like guides, there is no longer the danger of taking the completely wrong path, or of a large or small detour. The citadel of omniscience will be reached. It says in the instructions for liberation of serious sambhava, leading you along the path that reaches the farther shore. A good master is like a guide. The second example is that of the escort in dangerous places. In dangerous places, there are harmful things like bandits, thieves, wild animals, and the like. Going to such places without an escort is dangerous to your possessions, to your physical safety, and even to life itself. When accompanied by a powerful escort, however, we pass through without mishap. Similarly, without a Dharma master to act as an escort on the path to enlightenment, gathering spiritual wealth, and heading for the citadel of omniscience, we risk having our wealth of virtue taken by a band of thieves that consists of ideas and mental afflictions, internally and harmful force and misleading influences externally. there is very the risk of our life in the happier realms being cut short. Therefore, it is said, as soon as the gang of robbers, gang or gun, gang of robbers and thieves, the afflictive emotion, the afflictions find the opportunity, they will steal virtue and put in end to life in the higher states. Never straying from the Dharma master who is like in escort. The wealth of virtue will not be lost. Existence as a being in the higher realms will not be cut short. And the citadel of omniscience will be attained. Therefore, it says in the instructions for liberation of Sri Sambhava, all the merit of a Bodhisattva is protected by the Dharma master. The third example is that of a ferryman crossing a great river. You may be securely aboard the boat, but if there is no ferryman, you cannot reach the other shore, and the boat may sink or be swept away by the currents. Through the effort of the ferryman, however, the other shore will be reached. Likewise, when trying to cross the ocean of samsara without Dharma masters, who are like ferrymen, you may well be aboard the ship of Dharma, yet drawn in samsara or be carried off by its currents. Thus, it is said, when there is no oarsman, the vessel will not reach the other shore. Even if one may be accomplished in all, yet without a master, existence will be endless. Staying on board with the Dharma master who is like a ferryman, nirvana, the dry land of the far shore of samsara, will be attained. Therefore, it says in the marvelous Arya Sutra, traveling us from the ocean of samsara, the Dharma master is like a ferryman. Thus, one really needs to rely on Dharma masters who are like guides, escort, and ferrymen. The second point, examining the different kinds of Dharma master. There are four. Number one, the Dharma master is a specific individual. Second, Dharma master is Bodhisattva who has attained the level or bhumis. Third, the Dharma master is in emanation body, Nirmanakaya of a Buddha. Number four, the Dharma master is in enjoyment body, Sambhogakaya of a Buddha. These correspond to the personal situation. Since one is totally unable to rely on Buddhas or Bodhisattvas, While still in beginner in the Dharma, a Dharma master in the form of a specific individual is relied upon. When most of the action-related obscurations have been purified, one is able to rely on Dharma master who is a bodhisattva on the levels. From the topmost stage of the path of accumulation onward, one can rely on Dharma master in the Nirmanakaya form of a Buddha. Once the bodhisattva level are attained, it is possible to rely on a Dharma master in the Sambhogakaya form of a Buddha. Which of these four types is conducive to us? At the outside, when still in the dark path of action and affliction, where we try to rely on Dharma master of the three latter types, we would not even be capable of seeing their face. It is only due to our path being illuminated by the lamp held by teachers who are specific individuals that we will eventually encounter them. Therefore, masters in the form of specific individuals are the conducive. The third point concerns the specific characteristics of each of these four kinds of Dharma masters. Buddhas embody the highest, most complete form of purification because they have eliminated both sources of obscuration. They also embody the highest, most complete form of pristine awareness because they possess the true form of knowledge. Dharma masters as bodhisattvas on the levels will have whichever degree of purification and pristine awareness is appropriate to their particular level or bhumi from the 1st to the 10th. Dharma masters as specific individuals have as their characteristics qualities described sometimes as eightfold, fourfold, or twofold of those with eight qualities. Bodhisattva level says, if one has 8 things, then one should be known as a bodhisattva who is completely qualified as a Dharma master. What are the 8? They are to have a bodhisattva's mind discipline. Number 2, to be learned in bodhisattva's scriptures. Number 3, to have realization. And 4, to be kind and loving to one's followers. 5, to be fearless. 6, to be forbearing. 7, to be of untiring mind. And 8, to know how to use words. Of those with 4 qualities, the ornament of Mahayana Sutaras says, broad-based, illuminators of doubt, worthy of recollecting, and teaching the two natures. Such are the very best of Bodhisattva teachers. This means that 1. Their teaching is very broad based because they have studied many things. Number 2, they can remove others' doubts because they themselves have superb discerning awareness. Number 3, their speech is worthy of recollection because their deeds are those of holy beings. And number 4, they teach the two natures, the characteristics of the completely defiled and of the utterly pure, of those with twofold qualities. Guide to the Bodhisattva way of life says, even if it should cost your life, never forsake a qualified Dharma master who is, number 1, skilled in the meaning of Mahayana, and number 2, maintains noble Bodhisattva discipline. The first point is how to rely on the Dharma master skillfully. Once someone has connected with such Dharma masters, there are 3 ways of relying on them. Number 1, by showing respect and rendering service. 2, by cultivating the relevant reverence and devotion. And number 3, by personal Dharma practice and earnestness. The first of these has 2 parts. Showing respect is accomplished by prostrating to them, raising quickly when they enter, bowing to them, circumambulating them, speaking at the appropriate time with a loving mind, looking at them again and again with insatiable mind, and so forth. It says in the marvelous Area Sutara, guides, right? Eyes provide. It says in the Mother of the Conquerors, earnestly cultivate reverence for Dharma, Master, follow them, and have joyous trust. The third way to rely on masters is by Dharma practice and earnestness. There are 3 steps to Dharma practice in this respect. First, to study Dharma under the master guidance. Then to contemplate. Yes. Yeah, and then I don't remember okay. So mother of conqueror, earnestly cultivate reverence for Dharma masters, follow them, and have joyous trust. The third way to rely on masters is by Dharma practice and earnestness. There are 3 steps to Dharma practice in the respect. First, to study Dharma under the master's guidance. Then to contemplate is significant. And finally to make it a reality in practice. Do this earnestly. That is what will be most satisfying for the teacher. Thus, the ornament of Mahayana Sutras. It says that the frame one who practices just as instructed will surely please the mind. When someone's Dharma master is satisfied, what person will attain Buddhahood? It says in the instruction for the liberation of Sambhava, by satisfying the master, the enlightenment of all the Buddhas will be attained. As far as requesting Dharma teachings from one's Dharma masters is concerned, these are 3 phases: the preparation, the actual instruction, and the conclusion. The preparation is to have the Bodhisattva motivation when requesting the teachings. During the actual instruction, consider yourself to be like a patient, the Dharma to be like a medicine, the teacher to be like the physician. And then earnest practice of Dharma to be the best and quickest way to recovery. The conclusion is to avoid the 3 mistakes of being like an upturned container, a leaky container, or a contaminated container. The 5th point is about the benefit of relying on Dharma master in the instructions for the liberation for Sambhava. It says, child of noble descent, a Bodhisattva who is most properly nurtured by a good Dharma master will not fall into the lower states. A Bodhisattva who is totally protected by a Dharma master will not be swayed by corrupting friends. A Bodhisattva who is perfectly trained by a Dharma master will not abandon the Bodhisattva way. A Bodhisattva who is most excellently sustained will completely transcend the activities of ordinary people. The perfection of wisdom in the 8,000 lands also says, a realized Bodhisattva who is most properly nurtured will sweetly attain pearlies, totally pure, and perfect enlightenment. Hopefully it's clear. So this is the answer for question number 2. And this is exactly what says Gampopa. Then if we know in this way, because we are always rely on teachers are relying on students, and students are relying on teachers. So that's where if we have this understanding, and then there were less misunderstanding. If we have less misunderstanding, then we will not engage negative karmas, you know. So sometimes unreasonably we cultivate negative karma. So then this karma we cannot share to other people. If we cultivate negative karma, we have to experience. And if we cultivate this good karma, then each and every step will be close to the Dharmakaya stage. So that's why it's a very wonderful question. And then yes, next.
Khenpo, what is my relationship, my personal relationship to a root guru?
Yes, relationship is the main thing is Samaya. Samaya is the principle. The Samaya has a different kind of Samaya in the Bodhisattva way of teachings. There is Samayas, and actually the Samaya words is come from Vajrayana and Tantara, Mantarayana. So then we have 14 and then they all Samayas including 14, but there are millions of Samayas. So we keep good Samayas perfectly. The main Samaya is Bodhicitta, and I think between, for example, between your teacher and you, you don't try to focus more mistakes. For example, teachers don't focus disciples' mistakes part, and disciples also don't focus on the mistake of teachers. The actually perfect teachers have no mistake, but sometimes it's we see some mistakes because the teachers have to lead many kind of students. So that's where all of the teachers speaking and actions cannot always acceptable thing, because it for the sake of many disciples, but it's both ways between teacher and student. Then have to see good qualities, especially focus on the good the quality part, then it benefit a lot. Since you focus on the mistake, then this our eyes and ears, they are pretty funny things, because they listen to our thoughts. That's where then thoughts create lots of negative things on the other people, and that's where maybe you see some statues, maybe you saw some statue, they covered their ears don't listen and they covered their eyes, don't look, and then just put hold in their hand book. That means you meditate with and study them. So like that, sometimes we don't try to get these negative things on the masters, because sometimes it's very possible you see some mistakes on the teachers, and then but it then if you can fix that part is very good. But sometimes it's very possible these many misunderstanding things appear in the mind. Then what happened is number one, it block great benefit. For example, there is a very big river follow, and this river then slowly scattered on the different land, and this river benefit on the ground thousands of trees and plants. But if you block this river, it come somewhere because it uncomfortable when this river follow that area. If you suddenly block there, and then this river cannot benefit for other trees, it's very similar. Then what happened is it cannot disturb to the teachers, but it cultivates such a non-virtue, really great non-virtue. It's and also then from teachers, actually it is not time to say like that, but teachers also have to be careful as much as possible, especially teachers need to take care followers and students as they are like a one's own child. More than spiritual masters have to love to their students and disciples, because the spiritual masters and teacher, the disciples, the connection is come through karma. This karma is also came through with a wonderful merit. It accumulated thousands of years. It's very possible. So that's why the best way to keep is keep Samaya. And in the way of 37 prayer, it says you have to take care of your spiritual master more than your precious human life. If you can do it, for example, Milarepa could do it. That's where his realization is, in our view, Milarepa's realization is, how to say, Milarepa's realization is more higher than the Marpa. We can say it. And then Gampopa took care of Milarepa, and Gampopa's Dharma activity is more wide than Milarepa. Now we are the Kajupa, we say Kajupa has Vajrayana, Kajupa has Sutarayana, the union of Sutarayana and Vajrayana, which is we call Mahamudara. This is kindness of Gampopa. And then what is that benefit? Because we can become enlightened in one life with one body. So that's why it's a very, very important to how to say, keep relation with the spiritual teachers through Dharma way, Dharma path. And that's where you ask me this question. This question is wonderful. And still you pay attention more how to, what is your relationship to Root Guru, so this question is wonderful. Now my answer is pretty simple. So you more focus and you can get more. And how much you see, even not always like now we are talking about teacher and student, otherwise between friends. If you see some good qualities on your friend, you get lots of benefit. If you see some 1, 4, 2, 3, 4, many mistakes on your friends, and then slowly you are naturally distance, So, but you know well more than me about this, and you read 14th root downfall, especially the first. It says the Vajra holders have taught that accomplishment follow after the master. So if we follow our root guru and masters, then it benefit a lot to us, and then keep very good samaya, and yes, by this, through this way, will receive a lot of benefit. Yes.
Khenpo, there seems to be many root gurus. how do I know, or how do I tell which root guru goes with what?
Yes, you are right. There are many gurus. There are so many gurus, but we don't say too much gurus, right? I'm sorry, we don't say that. Because there are many root gurus. For example, now what I say is not my suggestion. What I say is exactly Buddha and then Nalinda masters and Mahasiddhas in their what they say, and then what gurus told me, and then by this way I'm saying. So that's where it's possible you can keep in your mind. It's okay. Otherwise, only if I say my own suggestions, then we are same. So then you can, if I tell you, oh, this is my suggestion, at that time, okay, then you easily just listen from right ear through right ear and let go through left ear. This is always you can do. So then there's there, for example, the ordinary, your root guru, ordinary or individual. So this is first who give you, who plants Dharma in your mind. It can be your root guru first. For example, first you join in Buddhism, who tells you about Dharma. So that person can be your root guru. And then according to the Suttarayana, first who gave you refuge vow, that can be your guru. And then according to Suttarayana, who gave you the liberation vows. If you are full ordained monk, or the what is called it, Upasaka vow, however, who gives you the vows, that person can be your root guru. And then according to the Mahayana, who gives you bodhicitta vow, so that person can be your root guru. And and then according to the Mantarayana or Tantara, who gives you for empowerment, who gives you teach the Sutara. These people, these teachers are your root guru. And then according to the Vajrayana, who tells you, introduce you the non-duality. When you listen the teachings, it says non-duality, and exactly you know it. Yes, like that. When you know this, at that time, this person become your root guru. And then about the in the Chami Rinpoche's mountain Dharma or Dharma mountain, it says, if you see that guru or you hear that guru's teaching, or you received empowerment, or you received teachings more or less, and even you did not see that teacher, but you read that teacher's letter, and then through this way, if you realize frankly your nature state of mind, then that person can be your root guru. So if we have many root gurus, that is wonderful. It's usually it's saying in Tibetan, on this Mother Earth has hundreds of gurus, but on the land of my mind has one guru. It is saying, but this is publicly what it's saying. So, but the reality is in the Dharma, what say is we have to follow that. For that reasons, we can have many gurus, many root gurus. So then it, so always we have to keep kindness, how to say, their kindness, and always we have to say thank you in our center of heart, from the center of heart. So then these blessings will receive. And but then there are little different way to say. If I say that the main thing is you have to realize your natural state of mind. That is very important. For that reasons, for example, Gampopa, he has many gurus, and Malarepa too, and then Gampopa, he follows some Kadam masters. He listened from them and the teachings of Shamatha. In 7 days, he successfully accomplished Shamatha. In 7 days. But then he met Malarepa, and then he realized that his natural state of mind. That's where then his root guru, Malarepa, become his root guru. And then Pamodrupa, who is the disciple of the Gampopa, but he has many teachers. I will share during the overall Mondo teaching about their life stories one by one. So then, but especially Pamodrupa, he went to the Saja. He has one guru. His name is Takpa Jansi, and then Takpa Jansi gave him teaching, many teachings, and then Pamodrupa experienced the bliss, experienced emptiness, and he gained great samadhi. But then last he came to the Gampopa, and Gampopa introduced his mind. At that time he completely realized it. So his main root guru become Gampopa, like that. So this is how the Kagyu lineage's way to identify the main root guru. But even someone who tells you 3 jewels, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, so they can be your root guru. And as this I mentioned earlier, especially someone who is being like an ordinary, be humble, simple, but you don't judge. What is called in English is don't judge books its cover. Don't judge a book by its cover. Yeah, this is very true. I like that. It benefits me a lot. I know that quite early months, early years. So it helps me a lot. It is a great advice. Yes. So always we have to keep like that, and hopefully you are pretty clear. If you are not, we can do more.
Thank you, Khenpo. Another question about our root guru is what is the relationship of a root guru to a primordial Buddha? How are they different?
How are they different? Is they are not different actually. They are. So from our side, what if we have to know is the gurus and Vajradhara and Kundazambo. In the Nyingma tradition says Kundazambo, and this new tradition Vajrayana says Vajradhara, right? So this and our root guru, main root guru, they are same. They are not different inherently. The not different means they our root guru, they recognized the Dharmakaya, and when they recognized Dharmakaya, that is how become non-duality. Dharmakaya and for example, us, we are, and Dharmakaya, how become non-duality and how different it is. Only this. When we recognize Dharmakaya, we are and Dharmakaya are non-duality. They are no different. And when we don't recognize our nature state of mind, and then Dharmakaya and we are different, and our guru and we are different. It's like in the two bowls has water. If we mixed these waters, and then they become same. If we just keep in separately in different bowls, these waters are different. So these waters are differences are like this. And we are and Dharmakaya difference is we realize the Dharma nature or not. So that's why the inherently our root guru and the Dharmakaya and Sameta Badara, they are no different. So we have to know this. If we don't know, then what is the problem is? It says in Lord Jigten Sunggu, if the guru is not recognized as Dharmakaya, recognition of oneself as Dharmakaya is a lip service. So we have to realize the guru as Dharmakaya. And also it says, if you see the guru as in ordinary being, if the guru is even if you have good experience in practice, still they are ignorance. So guru and our mindfulness, guru and our paramodal wisdom, guru and our bodhicitta, they are same. Our bodhicitta is guru, guru is our bodhicitta, our mindfulness is bodhicitta, and what is called the guru is our mindfulness. We have to realize this, and then there is no we know there are no different. The only difference is when we don't know Dharmakaya, we don't recognize Dharmakaya, then Guru came to help us. Then this action is being like an ordinary being. So that's why we said that why we have to see good qualities on Guru, because they display like ordinary beings. So otherwise, our human being is sometimes quite smart, sometimes quite it's like quite hard to make benefit to other beings. If Buddha Guru real shows like a magic power fly in the space, maybe we don't trust. It is just, we say it is something, even don't need to fly, keep good behavior, good character, and then they think it is like a, what is called, it's not superstition, it's like a, it's just to show it. They don't have like this. What is called this? It's like a superficial. Yeah, kind of superficial. For example, gurus show real, very kind of for example, I give you one example. If a guru doing retreat in some solitary place, and for 7 days nothing to eat, but then people say in front of people they don't eat, but they eat by themselves. Like that, they criticize, But if you don't do it like this, or they don't practice well, they don't do good things. So that is we are lead by our thoughts. But whatever, it's okay until know what happened. Yesterday is history. So then we do now. Today we cultivate good motivation, good behavior, and try to be best. Then especially we make effort to realize our natural state of Vajradhara, which is our guru. Okay.
A question just came in about, since we're still on the topic of a root guru, just to clarify for understanding that is the root guru the one who brings you to enlightenment, and then just a guru is simply a teacher? How should I understand root guru versus guru?
Yes, they both actually root guru, as I mentioned earlier. They are root guru, but what we perceive, right? What we have to see them is they exactly came from Dharmakaya for benefit to us. That's what we have to see. So guru, we cannot judge between guru's mind and our mind, especially, even we cannot judge between our minds. But now our relationship with the guru is very unique, because it for the sake of become for the sake of Dharmakaya, and we are ready it talking about to make empty this samsara. That's why we have to see guru as Dharmakaya. If you think, oh, my root guru is exactly come from Dharmakaya, or is exactly came from Pure Land, this is right. So then root guru, the main root guru and root guru, actually they don't make a big difference. It don't say big difference, but if you think, my main answer is this: if you think who introduced to you natural state of mind, and then you realize that person you can be your main root guru, and then all the you listen the teachings and receive empowerment, all of them can be your root guru. It's clear? Thank you.
Okay, Khenpo. So question as we turn to the Serkhangma prayer, what is the relationship of the Serkhangma prayer to Heart Sutra, if there is any relationship? They both seem to be speaking of the Dharmakaya and aspects of devotion, but they seem to be in different proportions. So what is there a relationship between Serkhangma and Heart Sutra?
Oh yes. Yes, the obviously, probably it says obviously, the Serkhangma talks more about these external things. Maybe you can listen in this rest of these teachings tells a lot, explain loud about external things. How to accumulate merit and so on, but then also the beginning of this part it talked about Dharmakaya, as you said, and then Heart Sutara also said same thing. And then the Heart Sutara we cannot say, oh, Heart Sutara is this, not that. It's quite hard to say, because in the Heart Sutara, first it says, no form, no eye, no nose. So this way it talks about the emptiness. But then forms come from emptiness, eye come from emptiness, and nose come from emptiness. So at that time, it tells a very higher emptiness. So they both tells emptiness, but then it getting higher and higher. Like if we went to the river, and then in the edge of this river is not so deep, but we step by step go inside, then deeper and deeper it becomes deeper. Similarly, Heart Sutara is like that. So what is the it says relationship, right? Relationship is, they always have a relationship, because right now we are in this samsara because we are not liberating from delusion and illusory. So Heart Sutara help us to purify this deluded perception, and Golden Temple, the Serkhangma, also same way, same thing. The Golden Temple is meditate Lord Jigten Sungu in Tibet. Heart Sutara is actually Buddha's teaching. So if the level is like that, but then the Golden Temple, it talks about the Vajrayana and Sutara both. Especially it talk more about in the Vajrayana way, and Tantraya, the Mantrayana way, how to offer, how to visualize this part talked a lot. And Heart Sutara is talks a lot about Sutara. So there, Sutara and Mantra is little different, is that, but the main purpose is same. So yes, so this prayer, I cannot see completely. I saw a question there.
It's another question. You are finished with Heart Sutra and Serkhangma? Okay. This question is the Serkhangma is known as the Golden Temple, and the question is, why does it have this name? Did we miss the reason why it's called Golden Temple?
Oh yes. This is it has why we call it is Lord Jigten Sunggung. He has a retreated heart, and it seems In Tibet, the gurus, this retreat hut is they put on the some corner of temple. The temple has many kind of 3 or 2 more. What is called? Yes.
The roof, like roof.
This is one roof, right?
Yeah.
Another one. What is called that?
I guess they're just roof layers.
Yeah, layers. 2 more layers. So also maybe Jigtin Sunggu have one of like that on the roof of the temple. They have small hut, and then there is the cover on the temple. In Tibetan, they use the golden material things covered roof of temple. Maybe you see there are some yellow colors, so some of real or golden color, some is fake, so whatever. And then Lord Jigti Sunggu wrote this Serkhangma in his heart, and then that's where its names come through this way.
Okay.
I saw some.
That was the why it was called the Golden Temple. Everything else that was asked here, actually, you've already answered. I asked. So if anybody has any other questions, you feel free to either type them in or raise your hand, and we can unmute you and you can ask Khenpo. While we're waiting to see if we have any questions, I'll just remind everybody that when questions do arise during the week, you can feel free to submit your questions to an email at registration@garchen.net, so that Khenpo may look at your questions and best come up with complete answers when he has the time to during the week, and especially so that you can get those questions out and on paper, so you can have your questions answered.
Do you have any questions? And oh yes.
Okay. What kalpa am I in, and when will I become Buddha?
What kalpa am I in?
What kalpa? Yeah.
Oh, you are in fortunate kalpa. Because right now still fortunate kalpa, because this is the Shakyamuni Buddha's teaching existing. And we know, we trust cause and effect, and whether we can practice wonderfully or not, still we trust karma, and overview is trusting in karma, and also we try to benefit others. If we cannot benefit directly, but we don't harm and don't destroy others, so that's where we are in fortunate karpa. And when you will become Buddha, right? Perhaps you will become now. If you look at your nature of mind, you will become Buddha. But you will be back. So that means if you are back in ordinary thoughts, then that means this is your samsara. But actually, this is completely depending by yourself. when you become Buddhas. So if you make effort and practice well, knowingly, and then in this body you will attain Buddhahood. There is no doubt, because when you have because you have a precious human life, and you have spiritual masters, and then Dharma is always in front of you. So that's where it's you can make efforts or not. It's depending you. So if you make effort, for sure, in this life you will be able to attain enlightenment. Will become because Buddha, he taught the Suttara and Vajrayana, and then it's kind of update in this the Buddhism flourish in Tibet, and then Tibetan masters, practitioners, they practice knowingly and experientially practice, and then it's which way is easy to become Buddha. So now it's very according to Buddha's instructions, then it's wonderfully improved. So that's where it is like these electric things, First we have we don't have mobile phones, but then we have it, and then slowly it increase. Then now we can see each other's, whether you are we are in the physically we are very distance, but we can talk each other, stay together, and so everything. That means electronic things development, right? Same like that, Buddhism is also Buddha knows in the future which way more can, how to say, quickly how can attain Buddhahood, these mother beings. This is Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha's responsibility, because he commitment to in this eon he will liberate these mother thinking beings from samsara.
Okay. Oh, now we're getting all the questions. All right. So first of these questions, at the end, near the end, it's almost, I think it's like second to last sloka in the end. It says, becoming the inexhaustible wheel of ornamentation, which is body, speech, and mind of all the victorious ones of the three times. What does the wheel of ornamentation look like? What does this refer to?
Which text?
In Serkhangma.
Oh, I see. Okay, let me check. Last one, right?
Is second to last one. Second to last sloka.
The page number is 13?
14.
Oh, 14.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's funny. I don't have 14.
Oh.
Let me see, perhaps.
You have I can bring you my copy.
Probably I have. I brought. Hopefully. Yeah. Can you help me?
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, what kind of ornaments, right?
Well, what does that wheel of ornamentation look like? Or better, what does it refer to?
This is it's depending external, internal, secret, and so on. So that's why it. However, we have when our mind transform Buddha's mind, and our body transform into Buddha's form, and our speech transform into Buddha's speech, and then that is the best degradation or best one, because the Buddhas, the Sambhogakaya, they have degraded like different ornaments. They all have qualities, and they all are the represent of inner realizations. So that's where this is the main thing is this when our Buddha's our body, speech, and mind are transformed into Buddha's body, speech, and mind, and then we can benefit all beings. Same as Buddha's Buddha's do. That's why this is the we can we have to understand that part, but then there are other ways to explain, but the main thing is same. That. Mm-hmm.
Please let me know if that answered your question, Trish. Khenpo, if we practice meditation, do we need our guru to give us the empowerment or initiation to begin? And can we meditate while we walk?
First, we can meditate when we walk. This is Buddha, he does. Buddha, his right hand hold like a cane with bells, and then left hand always hold the begging bowl. So when he walk, he do that. That's why in the Vinayana there are many rules. Actually, we say rules and regulations. They all method of meditation. When for example, full ordained monks walk, it's not allowed to looking right, left, and too much like it's looking little far away. There are distance. You can to look this part, and then stand up, walking everywhere, focus on there. So Buddha always meditate on there. So that's why we can meditate during the work when we are working. Of course, especially this is wonderful. That means meditation means mindfulness. Lord Jigten Sunggon said, if you are skilled to mindfulness, be mindful, then you are a great meditator. So it's okay. And then empowerment is, if you receive empowerment, it's wonderful. And some visualizations you have to receive empowerment, like Yidam deity, but some kind of Yidam deity practices. But if you receive some empowerment, already like a great empowerment, and then after you can receive taking empowerment by yourself. I will teach you during the over Vajrasattva retreat about self-empowerment. And if you have empowerment, that's great. But for the sake of meditation, like shamatha and the vipassana, not particularly engage empowerment. You can meditate, but you need instructions. That's why it says the masters are how important for you, because when we meditate, some experience we can gain some experiences very easily. So also during our meditation, there will be different experiences and some obstacles also possible. So that's where we follow instructions. It's very important. Otherwise, you do not need particularly empowerment for that. Then, but we are in the fortunate eon, so spontaneously we receive empowerment from wonderful gurus. So that's where that is also great fortunate.
Khenpo la. Oh yeah. I have difficulty looking at so much suffering around me.
Oh.
Lots of fires, cruelty to animals, floods, and the sort. I realize I have a precious human life, and though I practice the best I can, my heart breaks for those around me, and I feel disheartened sometimes. Can you talk about this a little bit? It's hard to see everything as an illusion when there's so much reality of pain.
Okay, first you have great compassion, and you exactly reminded me in the Dharma. Buddha's teaching says, so sometimes the compassion will experience it's exactly that, and sometimes compassion will become like a little painful experience. Compassion makes painful experience, but the number one, it will purify your non-virtue. So it is different than the grasping. If you are engaged egoistic mind, and then your mind is pain or physical, some your feeling makes uncomfortable to you, still it makes it creates extra imprint of samsara. But the compassion, in this experience of compassion, it purifies your imprint of samsara. But yes, there is a way to change your focus. The thing is, if you are, you have a great compassion, that wonderful, but you think, oh, this suffering is real. This is real suffering. So this is still dualistic thinking. This is a good dualistic thinking. Among the dualistic thinking, this is a good because this is a virtue. But the best thing is the realization of illusory. This also will not spontaneously arise in your mind. So whenever compassion arises from your mind, and you focus on the illusory, these sufferings are why they are suffering, because they don't know the true nature of interdependence. So that's why they are suffering. But when you arise compassion, you have to remember that this suffering is not truly exist. These kind of the animals, or they are also not truly exist, but they are wander into the illusory things. So that's why right now they are suffering. And then you also, if you can think a little bit of focus on the emptiness. The emptiness when you have a realization of emptiness, then still you can arise compassion. If you have illusory thinking, it will possible sometimes you have less, your compassion will reduce. It seems like that. Oh, this is illusory things, and then your compassion will not arise strongly. But you have realization of emptiness, then this compassion will be stronger and stronger, and then this compassion make a great benefit to yourself. So sometimes you focus on emptiness. They are not truly exist because in naturally they are emptiness. Naturally they are like an empty space, but they do not recognize it. That's why right now they are suffering. If you think like that, probably through this thinking, you will not pain through this by your compassion, feeling of your compassion. And then sometimes you, instead of keep the feeling of pain, you supplicate your guru, and you try to do that something to. This is not like a hopeless. For example, you see one animal there, they have no water or no shade or something. Suddenly you feel, oh, it's really suffering. Yes, this is your compassion, right? But then what you can do, you are far away, but this animal is belonged by other people. It's quite hard to benefit physically, and then almost you think it's a hope. It's a kind of I cannot do, but I see this animal. Then what I am going to do? What something like that? You dedicate your merit. How to dedicate? This whatever I accumulated merit in my previous lives, in this present, and even in the future, and what the past and the future 3 times of Buddha's accumulated merit, you gathering every this merit together, and all the practitioners' practices merit, you collect it together, and then compassion, you already have a compassion, so through this compassion you dedicate. For instance, I will dedicate all of my virtues to you, and from this power, through this power, may you completely liberate from samsara. No water, no shelter is part of suffering of samsara. So suffering in the hell realm, suffering in the hungry ghost realm is unexplainable. So that's why this suffering is in the daytime very much heat and no water is difficult. In the night it is possible a little bit warm, cool, maybe no water, but that's why if we compete, what we see these sufferings and real sufferings in hell realm and hunger ghost realm, then these the sufferings are like a baby, very simple. So, but we don't ignore them, okay? This is a misunderstand. Oh, this is a very small suffering. Don't think. So best thing is you dedicate all the virtues on for that, and then the power of your virtues. These animals, I think it's very possible this is the last time to be fall in suffering. Do you understand? So perhaps this animal has a great karma because you see, because compassionate person see that and then connect it and then dedicate. So now what we can do is like that, dedicate. Then power of Dharmakaya, power of the virtues, then power of our compassion, it definitely benefit to these beings. So this is the how, and then your kind of uncomfortable or painful feeling will transform into the virtue, and you will lost this kind of a suffering part. So it benefits to you. Finally, it benefit to our practitioners. So this is the way to how to do that.
Khenpo, in the Blue Book, the Serkhangma prayer is called the 7 branches of the mantra. And specifically, it states 7 branches. Can you maybe quickly explain a little bit about 7 branches?
Oh, yes. 7 branches. So what are the 7 branches? It's a prostration and offering and confessing, rejoicing, and asking to teaching dharmas, and pray for long life our precious gurus, and then dedication. So these are the 7 branch. And then why in this Serkhangma says mantra 7 branches? Because actually I will tell you more details during the Serkhangma teaching, but in the Sutara there are many ways to offering these things. In Vinaya system, in Sutara there are Vinaya, and then in the mantra there is it's a action tantara, and Tsaya tantara, yoga tantara, anuyoga tantara. They have different systems, different way to offer. So in this case, this Serkhangma, it first it tells about the Sutara offering things. It tells about this, and then there addition or plus the mantra offerings. The reason is each time, for example, okay, in the Sutara where you offering flower, make very clean, very nice, and then you offer that. That's all. But in the mantra way, you offer this flower in different ways. How to? You yourself visualize Yadam deity. For example, if your Yadam deity is Tara, you visualize Tara. And then your heart chakra radiate like a yellow light, or kind of it's engaged the offering things. And then the light radiate, and then this on the top of this light appears thousands of goddesses, right? Goddesses. And then they offer to the Yadam your Vajradhara or your guru. So the main thing is in the Sutara system, a kind of desire, this part have to block. We don't let them arise in the mind. We try to make a push down them. Just before they arise, we try to purify, or we try to run away from them. And then in the mantrayana, let them arise in the mind. But we don't follow it. We utilize them into the virtue. That means the wisdom becomes smarter and smarter. That's why we use this kind of, for example, attachment or angry emotion, and then through this way we radiate different lights, and then from these lights appears many goddesses, and they offering. So then there are 7. Actually, there are different numbers. So 12, 16, 8. So and then 7. So these also have a little different way about according to Sutara and Tantra. So here the reason to call is that. Is it clear or not? Thank you.
I think you may have filled our mind with much to think about and reflect on. I don't see any more questions yet.
Oh.
Maybe good enough.
Okay, so yeah, then we have few more minutes, so I will tell you later on the first question about the Serkhangma last line. So actually this it's the they have, for instance, I say your speech transform into the Buddha's speech, and before your speech transform into Buddha's speech, then you ask to Buddha teach, right? So then the how to teach is in this only this universe there are countless beings. So there are countless beings, and each beings they have different languages. Dogs have dog language, cats have their own language, and different languages, right? So we supplicate, may you teach whatever they have language through this way. So then Buddha, they have this power or these qualities. So kind of this is then kind of the quality of speech, and then same like of their body, same like their the mind. So the Buddhas are very Buddhas have omniscient. So then they know others' mind. Actually, we quite easily know that since we accomplished shamatha practice and so on, we quite understand others' mind, but it has different layers. So the Buddha vividly, purely, clearly knows. So this part is very important since we take a refuge vow. So we take refuge vow, then the sense from that time, Buddha, 3 jewels are always with us. So that's way it helps us to keep perfect the law of karma. For instance, if I am by myself in my room and I closed my doors and windows, nobody see, and then I just mislead by myself. I cultivate non-virtues in my room. But if I believe 3 jewels, oh, Buddha directly see me. Dharma, Sangha, Ndakas, Ndakinis, they always look at me. If I am trust this, then I can fix my mind. Oh, your body is only yourself stay there, but your mind is in the field of 3 jewels, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So that's where you should be careful. At least you have to respect them. So then first I fixed my own mind, and then my speech, and then my actions of body. So then spontaneously cultivate good karma, spontaneously purify negative karma, because they're not engaged in negative karma. So there are a lot of benefit to know like this. So how to trust in three jewels in the relative level is that they definitely help me. This is kind of this realization is coming later. First, what we have to know, they look at me. That is the number one. Three jewels always look at me, because if they are in the relative level, they have to take care, like a mother take care of baby. Mothers take care their babies. Similarly, three jewels have to take care of us. That's why we always look at us. And here we did a lot of bad things, and then we engage in non-virtues. But then we trust, oh, they look at me. And the second, if I trust, follow, then they never betray to us. So that is how you believe in three jewels. So it will greatly benefit like that. And thank you so much, and wonderful questions. And these questions become teaching because of your great questions. And thank you again. And I deeply rejoice, and may benefit all mother thinking beings through our Dharma discussion. And then now we will generate bodhicitta deeply from mind, from center of heart, from center channel, and then arise the bodhicitta, and then we dedicate together. Okay. Chanchu semchu rinpoche ma je pa naman je jur je pa nyam pa me pa yang gong ne gong de pe var shu.
May bodhicitta, the precious and supreme mind, arise in whom it has not yet arisen. Where it has arisen, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Dharma practice.
Thank you, Khenpo. Long life.
Thank you very much.
I love you, Khenpo.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We love you.
Thank you.
Gracias, Khenpo. Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Gracias.
Yeah, Hashidama. Thank you, everybody. And everybody will love you all.
Thank you. Also, thank you so much for blessing us to get a special rain, but not how to say block our Dharma discussion. This is your power of compassion and bodhicitta. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.